Just a terrifying story tonight. Imagine going to your front door in the middle of the night and finding a man with a shotgun wearing a ski mask, wielding a machete, and screaming at you.
It happened this morning in Ionia County, and the victim is talking only with 24-hour News 8's Steve Kelso. What happened, Steve?
Good evening. The suspect in this case is only 15 years old. The victims, a woman and her 2 children, were not identifying her because she is absolutely terrified. She says this guy was bent on coming into her house, but she was able to keep that from happening with a gun of her own.
I kept hearing tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap.
She thinks it was right around 1 a.m. and that tapping noise, a machete against her door.
He had his whole face and body just trying to get in my house, beating at my door.
The scratches left on the glass are not nearly as creepy as the evidence of his breath.
I went back in the bedroom and grabbed my gun.
From the top of the stairs, she drew down on him.
And I pointed the gun right at him, and he took a couple steps back.
Her children upstairs, her husband serving in Afghanistan, and this guy relentless.
I felt like I was like playing a game with him, that he would step up closer to the door, I would raise the gun, and then he would take a step back.
He crept all around the house. His footprints are still on the back porch.
My biggest fear was if he shot me and killed me, or if I shot him and he shot me back, and I have 2 kids.
Would this homeowner have been justified in putting a hole in this kid?
I believe so, if he had gone to the point where he had actually started entering the home.
Yeah, I honestly think the gun saved my life. He would have, I really feel he was coming through my door until I pointed the gun at him and he stepped back.
And when police arrived, the suspect continued to risk his own life.
At first he hid behind a car, then there was a short foot chase where he finally threw down the weapons and we were able to take him in custody. At that point it got even weirder.
It got weirder because that's when police discovered there was a 15-year-old boy behind that mask. Police say he told them he was, quote, an ordnance thief, but despite their conversations with him, they still have no idea what he was saying or what his motivation was for what really can only be described as a bizarre and potentially deadly act. This thing could have ended so many different ways.
It could have escalated, no doubt.
Yeah,
I mean, absolutely terrifying.
Measured response on her part.
Because
this kid.
And on the officer's part, as soon as they get there, he takes a defensive position behind these cars. The police take a defensive position. No shots ended up being fired, but the potential for a different outcome was certainly there.
All right. Steve Kelso, thank you.